Let's switch over to Uber because we talked about Lyft enough. Let's talk about
Yeah,
Uber. Why can't they turn a freaking profit? Well, I just said
yeah.
maybe they're looking like they can, but their salaries had just been released and talking. So
Yeah. Okay.
Uber's
So yeah, fat. There's a lot of fat at Uber. So here, man, look, I've done articles, I've done videos. The subject gets to every driver's nerve. And what are the top complaints today, Chris? What is it, right? Oh, the take rate, they took
driver pay.
50%. Huh?
It's definitely driver pay is the top
Yeah,
issue.
exactly. And their take rate, how much they take of the passenger fares, right? And everybody says, and everybody kind of agrees with 50, 60%, sometimes 70%. How can they be not profitable? They must be lying. They must be doing this. They must be doing that. Okay. First of all, their take rate is not that high, people. Go to your statements, look at your weekly statements. I get them every week. Uber's losing money right and left on a lot of drivers because of incentives, okay? And I'm not saying they're not taking 50% on a single 2 or 3 or 10 trips. So that please stop the hate mail or send it, whatever. But overall, if you look at your weekly statement on every Tuesday or every Monday that Uber sends you, log on to the website, you will see that exact take rate. Or better yet, you just got your 1099 Cant, 1099 NEC. Log on to your tax area on the Uber app and see what their take rate was, as clear as day. Unless you don't buy those numbers, that's a different story. Unless you're saying they're moving around those numbers, then that's conspiracy theory I'm not going to touch. I see what I see. I speak on what I see. So as you guys are a business, as we want to teach you that you are a small business around your business, you need to know your costs, right? Your costs are fixed costs, variable costs. Guess what? Uber is not run by air, okay? They have costs as well, and part of this cost is salaries, obviously. So we just mentioned Lyft has 4,800 global employees. Well, they're not global, but let's say US and Canada. Well, Uber is a global company, okay? And as the next screenshots, you guys will see how many employees they have and what their average salaries are right here. Uber has close to 33,000 employees. By the way, I checked on this. This does not count outsourced support in Philippines and India and wherever not. Those are not employees. We're talking employees with an average salary worldwide was close to $77,000 per person. Okay?
Ooh.
If you multiply 33, why do we need 33,000 people to run a company that's a taxi cab with an app? Okay, or a food delivery company. Why do we need this? Talk about fat. This is where the fat is. If you multiply just simply 30, and this is very simple, by the way, and this is not the way the numbers are run, but just to make some sense out of it, 33,000 times 77,000, Chris, is $2.7 billion. Billion with a B. Ooh. Now you guys understand why they have to take so much money out of your passenger fare. And this is not the only expense, right? So Uber is a business. You got to look at it as a business. Now, let's add the taxes on this. Let's add the 401k contributions on this for their employees. Employment taxes. Unemployment insurance for their employees, because we're ICs. We don't get that. Their employees get it, though. How about Social Security taxes? How about all these, right? How about liability? How about corporate liability? How about the servers that they run on? How about the building leases that they're in? These 33,000 people are not staying at home. I mean, there is like San Francisco is an expensive city, right? So what I'm trying to say is that Uber also has expenses as a business. How about all the legal expenses that they get sued right and left every day? How about the top executive expenses, right? So when you look at Uber, right, and Uber's total take rate on a global basis last quarter was close to 28%. And that's on gross numbers, gross, 28%, okay? And they did 2 billion trips last quarter. So if you take that 28% take rate on average between freight, Uber Eats, and Uber RideShare, right? If you look at the revenue and took this money out, just this 2.7 billion plus add another probably couple of billion on top of that. So the running expenses of Uber are close to probably $4.5 to $5 billion with a B. That's why they're not making any money. Their expenses are out of control, right? So my thing to you guys is that, go back to the first page, Chris, is that when you guys say, oh, Uber's taking so much money from me, how come they're not profitable? Well, here's part of the answer. I mean, it takes them $5 billion to run a cab company with an app, which I'm like, yeah, I agree, Brandon. So to me, understand it that Uber is a business just like you are. So Uber CEO's pay rose 24 million last year. Look, this got a lot of play. I'm not going to keep harping on this. There's a board that decides what this guy is worth, and they thought this guy was worth 24 million bucks. I'm like, okay, whatever, great. However, only 1 million of that is salary, right? Because what they do is in their world, if he got all 24 million as a salary, his tax rate would be through the roof. So he gets only 1 million up front, and then everything else is deferred. In the big boy league, that's why they do it to avoid taxes. So this is just Dara's salary, 24 million, right? An Uber CEO's pay package included 1 million base salary, which he pays taxes on. The rest he doesn't. About 14 million in stock awards, about 5.9 million in option awards, and 2.9 million bonus, nearly 170,000 in other compensation that was mostly attributed to personal travel and security costs. Well, I thought that would be higher. So next page, and now you guys have to understand this. Kosheshar's 22 compensation was about double his pay package from 2020. Now, is any driver here or watching this later is making double what they were making in 2020? I don't think so. 2020 CEO to employee pay ratio, which is important, the top guy versus the bottom guy, is up to 316 to 1. I'm like, hello, an increase from 2021. The annual median pay for Uber's 33,000 almost employees worldwide was 76,767. The number of employees rose. Why? I don't know. We're doing the same crappy shit that we were doing before. Honestly, this blew my mind. 33,000 employees, Chris? Why do these people need 33,000 people? Anyway.
I have no idea.
Yeah, talk about fat. Yeah, so the number of employees rose while the median pay decreased. Hello, they're in the driver's seat there. Tony West, my man. Kamala Harris's brother-in-law, our vice president's brother-in-law, Tony West, chief legal officer and corporate secretary, received a total compensation of 10.6 million, including 2.4 million bonus. Among his accomplishments, I cringed on this one, but what the heck, I'm gonna read it anyway. Accomplishments listed in the proxy was regulatory progress. It's called Prop 22 and Prop 22 clones being pushed all over the country. And to keep everybody independent as opposed to employees. That progress came in the form of establishing 4 labor partnerships around the world. Not sure. Advancing Uber's vision of the independent contractor plus model, which is the Prop 22 model. Please, believe me, people, you don't want Prop 22, wherever you are. By supporting bills in Washington State and Chile. Yeah, I don't know. Washington State, they got your number there, Tony. And championing and exceeding progress targets. So Prop 22 in California. So next one. Total compensation of other top Uber executives: Nelson Chai, chief CFO, 12.3 million. Jill Hazelbaker, who's been there from first day. I think she's one of the only ones that's been there with Travis and Dara. Senior VP marketing and public affairs, 8.2 million. Nikki Krishnamurthy, senior vice president and chief people's officer, 7.2 million. We should have Nikki on, chief people's officer. I wonder what he does. Is she in charge of drivers? No, I think Andrew McDonald is in charge of all this other stuff. So here's the one that kind of irked me, and I think it irked you too because you sent me those screenshots too. Investors will vote on one share, one vote proposal at the company's annual general meeting May 8th. It calls for an independent audit of driver health and safety. Okay, anybody opposed to that here? No. Okay.
No.
Uber's model of using regulatory loopholes to avoid providing adequate workplace protections and controlling how work is performed has left drivers facing pervasive health and safety issues. I agree. The submitted proposal reads, this was a proposal from a shareholder. Now, the company, with all their might, say, the company recommends that shareholders vote against this proposal, saying that it already provides extensive reporting on its safety initiatives and goals. Additionally, Uber is currently undergoing an independent civil rights assessment. How, as a company, blatantly go out and say, oh, I'm against that proposal, which kind of looks, into driver protections, workplace protections, and safety is beyond me. And then go take a $24 million salary. So, I'm not sure this is a good picture to paint as the executives of this company, but it's typical. It just kind of goes to show that, Uber doesn't care about drivers. So Mr. Risher, if you're watching this, maybe, maybe you take a page out of this.
For those who are investing in stocks, you are.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.